Shot of Brandy podcast, episode 132. Episode 132. Man, called out a legend, man.
We're gonna make the best one.
OU legend, man. Shot of Brandy podcast, episode 132. And here, man, with JD Runnels, man. What's good with you, JD?
Man, just chilling, bro. Just on this quarantine life. How you feeling?
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
Cooling, man. I appreciate your time, man. Real talk, man. 'Cause I know you busy.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, anything to support a bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate what you're doing for the city. You know, some of the guys that I've seen on, you know, I consider Scissors and Roy fam. You know, I've known shit Scissors all through college. Roy, shit since growing up.
Okay.
You know, me and you were talking off air, man. A lot of people don't know I grew up on the east side.
Okay, yeah.
You know, my dad was a Douglas Trojan, Langston Lion, played baseball there.
Okay, already.
My sister graduated.
So you grew up on the east side?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, right when I was entering school, my brother was about to enter high school. So when I was going into kindergarten, he was about to be a freshman. And man, the neighborhood just, you know, one of the first memories I remember was a gang chased my brother home trying to jump him in.
Right,
You know what I mean? And it was just like, damn.
Because back then, man, it was real bad on the east side.
It was real.
You know what I'm saying?
My dad graduated criminal justice, and he wasn't a cop, but my mom worked at the housing authority, so she did a lot of housing and helped people with that.
Yeah.
And my dad was basically a security guard there.
Okay.
And you know, so we lived real close to it. But just like I said, our neighborhood with them both working, and all the kids at home, man. Long story short, you know, we moved out to Midwest City.
Yeah.
I still played my sports. Shout out Dewan and Donovan Woods. I used to come back with the T-Birds and play.
Okay,
still on the east side. So I started my sports.
Y'all was
on the east
nice
side.
then.
Man, oh my God.
Man, you got the Woods brothers?
Shit. The nice team was Rashawn's team, the older team. They were fucking legends. But, and then you know how it is on the east, man. I tell everybody, shit, I wouldn't have been shit if I didn't grow up on the east side.
Right.
That, and then moving over to just that hardcore coaching mentality. And then I moved. When I moved over to Midwest City, I got Mike Gaddis' shirt on right now. Rest in peace, son.
Yeah.
Man, that Carl Albert class between him and Jeff Webster, both getting OU.
Right.
There was a crop of athletes. My brother was about 10 years older than me.
That's what I'm saying, man. There's a lot of legends, man, that you came up with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when we moved out, my brother had 4 guys. Shout out David Guy, Lynn Sexton, Vincent Colbert, Damon Turner. They had 4 guys that signed D1.
Okay.
When I tell you them motherfuckers used to fuck me up in the front yard.
Right.
Dog, by the time, I'll never forget, I bring those guys up. One of my aunts, Vince, I call him Monk, but.
How older was they?
10 years.
Damn, 10 years, and they was messing you up in the front.
Bro.
Bully your ass, wasn't they?
I'm talking. It was bad, but I knew something was up, and I knew they was getting me right, and I just kept doing it. I was a big basketball player too, so you know, grew up and shout out to my boy Richard Jones over here at Douglas. Grew up playing with him.
Man, you grew up with Richard Jones hooping too? God damn.
Our AAU team, Julius Lamptey, my dog. So shout out to all those guys. Shit, I know they're gonna check this out. So grew up with a lot of them, man. Like I said, it was just that was life for me. You know, traveling everywhere, playing sports, doing this, doing that. So man, I was blessed to be around them, but like I said, man, really when I moved into that neighborhood over at by Carl, it wasn't even by Carl, I was fucking Reno and Douglas over there. Northeast 3rd place off Grandview, fam.
Right. Just on the borderline to go to Carl Albert,
or Star Spencer, yep.
Okay.
So that, and then like I said, went to Steed, grew up, just went to Carl Albert, but man, they set me ahead, man. And I remember after they went to college, they came back and I was like in middle school. And you know, shit, you already know where I'm going with it. You know, one of my aunts, I come back and shit, I'm playing middle linebacker and he was
bullying everybody.
He coaches offense and they can't even run a fucking play. I mean, just body slamming kids and shit. Right. Like, man, you gonna hurt somebody or something like that. And I'm like, shit, this is what you did to me. You know?
Exactly.
So it just, it really set me ahead, man. And then lastly, man, just all the crew, and you kind of talked about it a little bit, but just like, man, early on at Carl Albert, man, we had a lot of camaraderie. And so a lot of the people that you know, Brandon and Brian Smith that I grew up with, that, you know, twins, shit, I've known them since 4th grade, great athletes to push me. My quarterback, Andre Daniels, shout out to him. Just, you know, being around him since 7th grade really made me a great player. My boy, Mike Dunn, coach out of Del City, you know, head coach.
All legends, you know what I'm saying?
Robert Jones moves in my junior year, pushes us even harder. Great athlete, track star. So man, it was hard not to be successful with all them. And then lastly, like I said, it was just getting with them and then having the camaraderie. And I ended up having one crazy game. You want to know off air, but with how Bob recruited me, man, my senior year.
Now hold on, man, because I want to know the difference. Okay, so can you tell the difference from the East Side and Carl Albert, like far as the school wise?
Well, we didn't move out for the education, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But coaching wise, I would just say.
So you moved out there because you was a beast then, and they wanted you.
We moved in like when I was in kindergarten.
Okay.
So it wasn't like that. But,
okay.
And like I said, I still came back, but I would say this is like the resources and Carl Albert are way different than what you got at Douglas. I mean, we talk, me and my boy Blue, Richard AJ, we talk all the time.
Yeah. Shout out Blue.
Shout out Blue. He's hilarious. Shit, we've known each other. We played AAU basketball since like 6th grade.
Okay. So, yeah.
But yeah, we talk all the time and just like the differences in what, and then lastly, man, I hate to say it, but dog, I mean, we put Douglas out the playoffs twice and I scored a touchdown in these games.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, shit, and they're both one touchdown games.
Then,
it's that, but I mean, shit, I love my boys from Carl Albert and they know this, but dog, I mean, it would have been hard for us to be Douglas if I'm taking myself out the situation and just being objective.
And going to Douglas though, because that's your original school, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
That shit hurt my dad, dog.
Oh, it did?
You know what I'm saying? He would watch, people don't know, but he would watch the regular season games on Douglas' side, link up with all his boys and shit, and then he'd watch all the playoff games over on our side. So
yeah.
I know that had to be tough for him, and, shit, all his homeboys and shit, just seeing them all at the reunions and everything. I know that's tough for him, but we had to do what we had to do.
Man, so is it true that Carl Albert got one program, like one offense that everybody learned from Pee Wee ball to high school?
Man, the big thing, what I would elaborate on that is like there are certain things you learn at Carl Albert that are different than other places.
Right.
Like one thing I told you,
and they show too, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Brother, you can be as good as you fucking want to. You never gonna be Mike Gaddis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can shoot for the fucking stars, bro, and you gonna come up second. So, but honored to be, me and him have been the only draft picks out of Carl Albert, man. Okay, as much success we had. So again, shout out to him for really pushing me. And there's a lot of
really
tradition.
A team thing.
Yeah, it's a tradition thing.
Exactly.
There's a lot of tradition that
right.
you learn the culture of what it's like to play defense there. You get a black shirt before if you're a starter.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the old Nebraska team. So
right.
one of 11 players out of 100 got a black shirt. I mean, shit means a lot, and that shit is up for grabs every day.
Okay.
I tell everybody, shout out to my homeboy Todd Campbell. He'll watch this and man, Todd took my spot twice.
For real? In high school?
Freshman year and senior year.
Okay, damn.
That competition is there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he was a good
and
wrestler.
The coaches, they just open it up for you?
My freshman year, I missed the tackle in the backfield. They started Todd. Hey, shit happens.
Right, and he did his thing that game. Yeah.
Senior year, my quarterback, we was playing Douglas at home. We ran a little option. He falls forward, sprains my ankle. Todd comes in a few games and gets like 3 or 4 sacks. Plays great. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, they was like, we got to move you. We got to move JD somewhere. We got to play, bro. We got to move him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because y'all both good.
That and we ended up losing to Guthrie that year on TV. Fucking terrible. After that, we had a safety that it was just misaligned and being out of place. We knew we were going to play Douglas and Booker T, who had Robert Meacham, David Brown, rest in peace. Amazing players. So, man, my coaches moved me back to safety. I know it sounds crazy, but it was like
you was a safety?
Safety. Ooh. So, like 7 to 8 yard deep linebacker, and all I did was just go attack.
Right.
And that shit,
right.
You couldn't,
because you was an athlete, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had to be on the field.
Yeah. So, we had 2 twins. We would just man them up. We had a strong safety that we would just put on the 3rd receiver, and our coaches was like, shit, if they throw it to their 4th receiver, we'll take our chances. If they beat JD, then fuck it, we lose. But if not, then fuck, we win. So, and, Coach Rose, shout out to Coach, but, shit, he said in all of his years coaching, all of his championships, it was the smartest move we've ever made. And you asked how Bob recruited me, man. It was...
Yeah, man, like how was that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What other schools was recruiting you though?
Man, I remember I'm making a lot of shout outs to Mark Mangino.
Okay.
Jackie Ship, man. They 2 guys, my junior year I made All-State. I was the only junior to make All-State. We threw the ball quite a bit. So I made that. OU sent me 2 handwritten letters. I got a lot from like Alabama, from Michigan, from but I didn't ever really feel like nobody was gonna offer me. Man, Texas A&M showed up to my school every fucking week. They was there every week. You remember the name Jamar Toombs? The big running back they had. He was a big fullback.
Right.
They was like, JD, you come down, you going to be Jamar Toombs. We're going to give you the ball. We're going to do this. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, really? So my junior year, I go down there. And they kept everything they kept saying. They told me, I can't even remember how many times it was like, dog, if you just come down and run a 40, we're going to offer you. Come down and run a 40, we're going to offer you. I had been running track at that time, and I just would run with the sprinters in practice.
Right.
Young athletes do that.
Right.
Man,
just to get your legs and stuff up, you know what I'm saying?
Stay in shape, be as fast as I could, run that 40.
Right.
Shit, I showed up down at A&M, 230 pounds, ran 4.48.
Okay.
They pulled me off 15. Me and my brother-in-law drove me down there. We drove down 6 hours. We woke up in the morning, stretch out, run the 40. They pulled me out the fucking drill, take me up to RC Slocum's office. Motherfucker offers me a scholarship just like that.
Damn.
15 minutes into the camp. Only one there.
For real.
I was like, damn, man, is this shit really happening?
Right.
So, you know,
So you couldn't even think.
Couldn't even think. So he was just like, you know, we really want you. We know about you, blah, 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 blah. I was like, wow. So I went through my whole, that was after my junior year. So I'm thinking, you know, after I get A&M, some other shit's going to fall through for me. Well, it was in the summertime, and I ate horrible.
Oh, you did in the summertime?
Man, I love to fucking eat, man. So I used to eat terrible. Well, I gained a little bit of weight before I went to OU.
Okay.
And I ended up running like a 4.6. Okay. And so they wasn't having that. They was like, shit, we got to have 4.54. We heard you run 4.544 or something.
Like, why is that so important to them?
Because they got other guys that can do it.
Oh, right.
When they're recruiting somebody in Cali that can run that same shit.
Okay, right.
You got two guys, they look at that as a, you know, so.
Right.
So I didn't run well, so I didn't get them. And man, I never heard from O State really. And so I went through my whole senior year, never really hear from anybody. So Michigan kind of.
So are you still doing your thing though, or are you kind of bummed about it?
Man, I did my senior year was kind of up and down just because the first game of the year we played you gonna like this. Stillwater, my junior year, Josh Fields lit us up, dog. Okay. That motherfucker lit us up, dog. 300 yards in the second half alone. Damn. Lit us up. So we wanted to get a rematch on Stillwater, and we did, and I fucked some people up in that game. 4 catches, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Right.
Body slam a dude. It's on the front page of the paper. So we do that. Well, we come into the second game. We about to play Ada. We had played them in state finals the year before. And my coach was like, hey, we're going to make you a decoy. Fuck decoy. I'm like, Coach, you didn't see the film last week? I was saucy, you know? So he's like, nah, we're going to make you a decoy. And sure enough, man, that shit worked.
Because they expected you.
Man, we would run this little motion and I'd do this little bubble play.
Okay, yeah.
And I mean, fucking, you watch it on film, 10 people run straight over there. We ran a little backside slant.
Right.
Touchdown.
Right.
My twin had like 230 receiving yards the first half, bro. It was terrible. And like 4 touchdowns. So I'm part of that record.
Okay.
So we third game, we played Douglas and I got hurt. And so my yards basically were just all one game. It was that Stillwater game. And so I wasn't really having that good of a senior year. It hurt. Dude, everybody backed off but fucking Army.
Okay.
Army was the only one on me.
For real?
Yeah, Texas A&M and Army.
Damn.
So I'm just like, man, I'm going through my senior year. Nothing happens. Honestly, man, I just forgot about recruiting, which I think would be a good thing for a lot of kids to hear.
Okay, yeah.
I think the best thing for me was I said...
Because they worry about it too much.
I said, fuck recruiting.
Right.
Halfway through my senior year, I said, fuck it. I was going through the position change. I wasn't happy about the position change, honestly.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother, Lenny Hatchett, just won Coach of the Year. Shit, I went home to him and told him I was going to quit. You know, he said, I'll slap shit out of you. You know, you ain't going to quit right now, bro. You know, you tripping, you know, get back to your coaches. They have a plan for you. They obviously want you to start, you know, so you need to do that. You're a good athlete. And so he really pointed the positives at me for me. And then, you know, that year, man, I'll put it to you this way, and through free safety in 6 weeks, I played it for the last 6 weeks, and they made me All-Stater.
Damn, you was All-State your senior year too.
6 weeks.
Wow.
So they put me on daily Oklahoma.
That's
All-State.
just pure, man. That's just being a pure athlete, though, man. Going from another like position and man.
Yeah. Well, like I said, basketball, playing all that basketball earlier. I was a point guard. I thought, you know what I'm saying? So doing that, and then like you said, defense, just showing that toughness, everything I learned on the east side growing up.
Exactly.
Talking that hard ass coaching.
Right. You
ain't hurt. Get your ass up.
Right.
You at Oklahoma drill, you going 10 times in a row against the biggest motherfucker here. Don't matter.
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. I mean, so, you know, that whole deal, just learning the toughness, being that, and then so my second to last game we played Booker T, who had Robert Meacham and Quentin Chaney.
Okay.
I had 2 really big hits against them.
So was you nervous?
Yeah.
I mean, because them is athletes too. Like, you know, Robert Meacham was nice.
That motherfucker was the best athlete I've ever seen.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I said this to his home. I actually did a podcast the other day with Q Chaney.
Okay.
Man, if you would have seen Meacham hoop in middle school, you would have thought he was going to be the next Jordan.
For real?
Bro, he was so nice. Right, left, hops, just, you name it. He had it all.
Man, so, I heard too, though.
He had that, and then, you know, I was nervous, but they didn't run the right offense. They was in a wing T.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if they was in the spread, I'd been nervous. So. But, you know, basically they had 2 wideouts. They had Meacham in like a little wing, and they would hand it off to him. So I had 2 big hits. We ended up winning state.
Okay.
And after I win state, A&M's like, bro, if you don't commit, we have to recruit other people. This is December. We've been, you know, recruiting you forever. You know, whatever if you're going to come, you're going to come. But if not, we got to recruit other people. So I'm like, shit, they've been loyal. I might as well, you know, commit. My coach brings me in. He's like, he reads it in the paper. He's like, well, if you want the opportunity, I want you to have the opportunity to go to OU or to go to OSU. You've been a loyal player. You've been this. You've been that. Right. So, you know, just he sent my film out to Mike Gundy, to Cale Gundy, and he brought K-State in. And man, I'll never forget it. A day later, he brings me in his office. He only brought me in his office 2 times. Once was when I made All-State, and once was when I got these phone calls.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I got some good news for you. He said, I just want you to stay humble before you talk to these guys. And I'm thinking, I don't even know what the hell's about to happen. He picks up the phone. It's Mike Gundy. Mike Gundy's like, man, we love you at linebacker. I'm going to give you the phone to Les Miles. He's got some good news for you.
Damn, Les Miles at the time.
Les Miles is like, man, I love you, JD. I'm sorry we didn't recruit you. We love your game. We want you to be a Cowboy. I'm offering you a scholarship.
Right,
right. Like, shit, yeah. So he hangs up the phone. I'm like, I'm talking to my mom about it. Calls Cale Gundy. Cale, you know, hey JD, we sorry we didn't recruit you. We like you on both sides of the ball. We probably think we didn't think we was going to bring in a fullback. We think you can play for us. I think Bob's going to give you some good news. Hands it to Bob. Bob's like, hey JD, you know, blah blah blah. Yeah. Love your game. Sorry we didn't recruit you, but I want you to be an OU center. I'm offering you a scholarship.
Right.
You know, he said, you know, seeing that hit, they didn't think I was fast enough. So, you know, and they said seeing me running around with Meacham and Chaney, and then hitting them really showed their mind, really changed their mind.
Right. Because you showed that you can step up to a 5-star athlete. You know what I'm saying?
What you got to do.
Right.
That's what I tell young kids, man, and I do a lot of training with them is when you play the Douglases of the world, the Millwoods nowadays, the Booker T's, you got to put the broken arrows, you got to put your best foot forward.
Right.
Or it ain't happening.
Right. And you came to like you stepped up to that moment, you know what I'm saying? So they looking at it like, okay, well, if he can step up to this moment, that's, you know what I'm saying?
You in the
state
semis,
bowls and shit.
Yeah,
you know
it's the best players at Booker T.
Right.
You in the semis, so you showing out in the big game. Shit, you could probably show out against us,
right?
Or for us, you know. So it was
So you go home. Like, how do you decide though?
Man, I knew. So you got to remember that I grew up a Florida State fan.
Okay, you
so,
did.
You know, yeah. So Florida, when I grew up, Warwick Dunn was the shit. Charlie Ward. You know, OU was under probation, and so. Then my junior year, OU beat the shit out of Florida State.
Right.
So I'm like, shit, you could just stick around, win a natty, you know, and it became prominent.
Right.
Well, with it becoming prominent again, they didn't recruit me as a junior because they were so fucking good.
Okay, you're right.
So then, you know, again, after my senior year, you know, sure, they were only one, they were on their way to the Cotton Bowl, but shit, that was the OSU year where Rashawn catches a touchdown or they go to the national championship or Big 12 national championship again, probably.
Okay, you're right.
So, I mean, it was a pretty easy decision, man. And I think, you know, when I was obviously real close to my mom, but my brother and sister were 7 years and 10 years older than me. So when I was in high school, they were in college.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I was really just with my mom and we really bonded that time. She kind of went through some health issues early, but not much. And I just knew that I wanted to stick around and be close to her. 7 hours to A&M is a lot different than 30 minutes to OU.
Right.
So, and then like I said, man, with the prominence shit, I fucking went home, called A&M.
Yeah.
Called Bob back the next day.
Yeah, it was a done deal.
Played a little trick on my mom, you know, just called her, you know, she came home. I didn't call her. She got home and she was like, you know, anything happened to that? I said, you know, a little bit, you know. Said, Mom, you know, I don't think I'm gonna go to A&M.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Right.
I was like, you know, shit. Oh, you offer me what?
Right.
You know, shit. Bob Stoops called me today and offered me. She's like, no, he didn't. No, I said, swear. His number right here. He said, call what? Are you gonna go? Are you gonna? I was like, yeah, of course I'm fucking going. You know what I'm saying? You know, at that time, and then you know, I ended up being one of 5 guys from Oklahoma that signed me. Jay Carter. We had a couple, Birdine, and then a couple other cats. So And Carter ended up being my roommate. Shout out to him. So
man,
it was awesome, man. It was a fun ride, but that shit got real. You know what I tell athletes?
Hell
man,
yeah, they get shot real, man. That shit is like the mini NFL, ain't it?
Shit is real. Them workouts is real as fuck.
Right.
You know, Scissors here's about it, cutting everybody's hair and shit. You know, I'm sure.
Man, like, what's your day like at OU? Like,
terrible.
As far as
terrible.
Exactly.
What I do, and again, I work with so many athletes. I put it on chalkboard.
Okay.
I put it a breakdown by day, and hour, and week.
Right.
We're gonna walk through everything.
Organized.
We're gonna walk through everything you're gonna do on an average week.
Okay. Right.
So Monday, 5:30 in the morning, your ass starts workouts. Okay. Notice I didn't say 6 a.m. Most people say 6 a.m. Your ass is in there at 5:30.
Right.
You know, because it might start at 5:30, and if it starts early, you on the Stairmaster. If you ain't on there, if you early, you on time. If you on time, you on the Stairmaster.
Right.
Right. So you don't want that. 5:30 in the morning till about 7:38, you working out. Freshman developmental workouts, you go to breakfast. You go after breakfast, you go straight to shower before breakfast, then you go to breakfast, go straight to class. Class from 9 to 12, you get about an hour to break to, you know, do whatever. You got to be in the in special teams meetings 1:30, taped up, padded up, ready to go.
Man.
You in special teams meetings, you got your notebook ready. You're in all kinds of meetings from 1:30 to 3:30. 1:30 to 3. 3 o'clock meetings break, you got about 15 minutes to get on the field. 3:15, we stretching. 3:30, we starting practice.
Man.
We off the field at 5:30. 5:30, you shower, you get back to the cafeteria, you go eat.
Right.
After that, we all got 10 hours of study hall collectively, so you got 2.5 hours tonight of study hall. So from 6:30 to 9, you chilling.
Yeah.
We start back after 9 o'clock. You can do whatever you want to do. You know, girls gonna be hitting your phone up, whatnot.
Yeah.
But your ass got to be up at 5:15 that next morning.
Right.
Get ready for workouts.
Man,
that's one day.
Every day.
That's just Monday. That's
Right.
fucking Monday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
ain't no games and shit like that.
And then there's accountability everywhere. You obviously got your strength coaches. There's meal checkers. You don't eat, everybody runs. You don't make it to class, they got class checkers at the beginning of class, at the end of class. You don't make it to class, everybody run. You obviously don't make it to practice, your ass is off the team.
So it's real like that. Like they checking on you all day.
Every day.
Exactly.
We got you on Google Maps, fam. Like that's how they are. The bigger the school, they'll have your shit on Google Maps where if you ain't in class on a certain time, it'll beep the coach and email them and everybody run.
Exactly.
We ain't playing.
Right.
That's how they are. But again, you know,
because they paying for you though.
Real. And you know, that's why I'm honored to help so many athletes the way I do, is because they got to know the answers before they go in. Shit, JD learned this shit on his own with Schmitty and Bob. You know what I'm saying? That shit was real.
Hell yeah, that shit was real.
There was a lot of cats that walked out that motherfucking door and didn't show back up. Yeah.
Shit on scholarships
on
too?
scholarship.
Damn.
Straight like that.
For real.
Plenty of them. And I tell them, be shit. You can't hide it. You know, look at senior night. When OU signed 25 cats a year, right?
Right.
Senior night, you be seeing about 12, 13 cats out there.
Right.
Where them other 40 go?
Man, I never thought about it like that, right? And y'all was nice too. Like y'all had a hell of a running, so you got to be accountable, man, because they expect greatness. You know,
5 4-stars didn't make it a year.
That's crazy.
That's just my class.
Right.
5 4-stars didn't make it a year.
Damn.
Take it for what it is.
So did they transfer, or did they go back to their hood, or what did they do?
Some did. A lot of do what you said, just going back and where you from, or trying to go to a school closer to you, smaller.
Right. So do they take they athleticism like for granted? Like you think?
I wouldn't say they take it for granted, B. I would say they don't have somebody there to let them know what we're talking about up front.
Right.
Brother,
right.
Just show up early as fuck. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but show up early.
Right.
Right. Okay, I know it's going to sound crazy like he's riding your ass, and he probably is, and they're probably trying to run you off, but that's part of the game. Because Ohio State's going to say that same shit to you when you get out there in front of 100,000.
Exactly. Shit even tougher too, though.
Even tougher, exactly. So there's just things that kids, and you got to remember, man, 18, 21.
Right.
Shit, I'm dealing with losing my mom and fucking, damn near flunking out. You dealing with real life issues.
Exactly.
And a lot of times, your parents ain't around unless you fucking from Norman.
Right.
So.
Exactly.
It's real.
Right. Yeah, man, but that was back in the day, like the early 2000s, though. But now it's kind of like way more, it's way more distractions.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, obviously social media, but I mean, shit is just more transparent now.
Right.
And so you can't even fucking slide the girl DMs without possibly, getting your shit blasted.
Exactly, like a screenshot of shit.
That's real. That's the game these days.
Right.
You gotta go back to motherfucking 80s pimping. I mean, it's something,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But anyway, I mean, it's that's just what it is, man. And like I said, I think the kid's success rate a lot of times depends on if they know what's going on. If they know, you know, hey, okay, that's some shit that he told me. I don't need to worry about that. Or maybe this is what I need to worry about. Or I can't do this, or I can do that. Right. It's just certain situations with the new NCAA rules with compliance and things like that. That changes a lot of shit.
Exactly. So did you enjoy your time at OU?
I did, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was, man, some of the teammates, Adrian Peterson, obviously, Jay White.
Right.
Fuck, who gets to play with the NFL MVP and a Heisman? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And dog, I tell everybody, man, in 04, it was probably the deep, you know, I know a lot of people like that offense that Baker and them had. They were great. Mm-hmm. Brother, we had second and third round picks on the fucking bench.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Chester was on the bench. He was a second round pick, played 10 years.
Exactly.
Tashard Choice was a third round pick. He was 4th string.
Damn, I didn't even know about that.
Fucking Mark Bradley subbed in. He's a second round pick. Travis Wilson subbed in. He's a third round pick.
Bro, y'all was so nice.
Let's be real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? MC went first round. Mm-hmm. We had, I mean, at one point, I think we had like 5 or 6 receivers that ended up touching the NFL deal.
Right.
NFL field. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, a lot of dudes, a lot of depth, especially in the lines too. That's what we're missing these days. But
man, and you was on the field too, though. You know what I'm saying? So does that discipline come from Carl Albert?
I mean, like I said, you know, my dad was criminal justice.
Okay,
up, so he ain't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? So. And he obviously, and my dad, shout out to him, man. He did a great job of raising me as a black man and letting me know, even as a mixed kid, like your ass is black. Like letting you know what when I get pulled over, certain things I need to do, I don't need to do.
Right.
You may be with your mama and she's white, but shit, you know, they make us see you as black and blah 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 blah. I mean, he just he was great sociologically with me, and not even making like white people bad or anything like that. But he was just he was great about just educating me.
He was getting you ready for the world, and that's what most kids is missing these days. You know what I'm saying? Like he was getting you ready for all the fuckery that's gonna come your way as a black man. That's real. You know what I'm saying?
And so
that's cool.
Like I said, I was just really proud, and that's something that I put my heart into. And you know, I don't like bragging about it, but that's something I put my heart into with the youth. I used to volunteer at Crutcho.
Okay,
you know,
I seen that.
Yeah, I teach,
and I be seeing you on the news like with the training.
Training kids. Obviously, doing that. I teach 5 classes a day, 7th and 8th grade math.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. I'm at a Title I school, so you know a lot of our kids, and shout out to them with the quarantine thing. I'm thinking about them. I coach 5 different teams. You know, I coach my 7th and 8th grade football, basketball, and we had track cut short. I coach my son's team, so I coach my son's padded football team. He's 5th grade.
Okay.
Coach my son's 5th grade team. Coach him in basketball, and then I coach. We have 2 7-on-7 teams, 4th and 5th grade. Okay. So just like I said,
so you still are all sporter then.
Giving back to the kids, man. What am I if I don't, you know, give everything that I knew to the next kid? If one kid makes it, man, that has a chance, and you know, there's a kid that I helped, Marcus Major over at Millwood.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I'm so proud, and it makes me so happy to see him to see him growing and doing what he's doing, just because he deserved that opportunity, and he may have taken his opportunity somewhere else had I not posted some fucking videos and tweets saying that this kid reminds me of AD. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a special man, but you know, doing those things, there's been certain things that I helped another kid out at Hera that got OU.
Okay. Nah, man, like your voice
great
is
things.
Right. Nah, man, like your voice is still important. You know what I'm saying? Just from your discipline, man, in your early year, like, man, like people know that you don't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Nah. So if you give a kid a big up, then they know, man, like it's serious.
No doubt. Well, and I think being around AD, I mean, damn.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I got a picture of us. I have to show it to you. Man, when he showed up, I mean, he was more physically gifted than juniors and seniors, bro. We had a picture. I took him out to the lake with this girl I was dating, and we was all about to jump off this boat, you know, just probably like 10 feet tall. But there's a picture of us coming up, and AD is just yoked. Yeah. And I mean, in the picture, it's fucking Brandy Poole, 2nd round pick, Shajoke, and me, and I mean, you know what I'm saying?
And y'all just kicking it.
But shit, we all look like chumps compared, you know what I'm saying? We got guts hanging out and shit. This motherfucker got 12 abs next to fucking biceps, under biceps and shit. Yeah. You know, he was.
Man, as a freshman.
As an incoming freshman.
That's crazy.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's
like,
crazy.
He's different, fam. Yeah. So, but again, like, and then having that experience and then seeing Marcus and then just everything, there were there were so many things that I saw with AD that I saw in Marcus.
Okay.
And when you have those type of abilities, shit, you like, dude, that you gotta capitalize on that. So again, that just makes me so proud, man, that I could even if it's just a little bit, help that kid.
Oh yeah.
Maybe when he hopefully gets to the league, just a little bit of advice here and there. And just, man, seeing a kid from the city shine.
Right. Exactly.
Shit. Exactly. You want to see kids from Oklahoma shine, man, and we got to do everything we can to make sure they stay there.
Right. Man, so when did you start getting recruited for the league?
Man, my junior year, one of the shit that eats at me and Travis Wilson talk about this all the time. We was really good friends and we subbed in a lot, but I probably should have left early. Okay. I should have left after we lost to the USC.
Okay.
We played in the national championship.
Why you think that? Because everybody was watching y'all?
It was, they usually invite people. If you declare early, they'll give you a draft grade. You can submit it and you can see what your draft grade is. I'm guessing if I started in the national championship again with Mark Clayton, Jamal Brown, Davin Joseph, who all went first round.
Yeah.
All these guys from USC. USC was one of the fucking Clay Matthews, man. Keith Rivers, Ray Maluga. You could go on and on. Them motherfuckers was on the bench at that time. You know what I'm saying? They got top 10 picks on the bench, fam. But if I would have done my draft grade then, I think I would have gone. I wouldn't have gone any later than I did my senior year.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And along with that, when young athletes, you want to get invited to the combine. That's where you meet all the NFL GMs, the owners, the player personnel, the scouting departments. You meet all them. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get a chance to meet them. My junior year, I didn't declare, wanted to come back and be a captain, we had made 2 national championships. I'm thinking we got a chance to win a 3rd.
Okay.
So I come back, I end up winning all conference. I was the first one to ever win all Big 12 fullback. Bob lobbied for me a position for it.
Yeah.
What was crazy though, was the guy that made second string all Big 12 got invited to the combine over me. Mm-hmm. So I think he had a better agent for one. And I think I didn't even fucking have an agent.
Okay. So all that's important.
Shit is, but what was also important was in goal line, when they got closer to goal line, they would play him a running back. And so he had a bunch of stats. He had a bunch of touchdowns.
Okay.
So I just had some catches. Fucking obviously, I'm living off AD. In that year, AD hurt his ankle.
Okay.
So we lose 4 games, and I don't get invited to the combine.
Okay.
So it was a pretty shitty deal. I ended up killing my pro day though. So I was out in Arizona thinking that I would get invited to the combine. Went out there. Trained crazy, and it really ended up showing out, man. Again, I went down. They weighed me in at 238. I had a 36-inch vert. Ran the scouts got me between 4.48 and 4.54.
Yeah.
On the 40, which is hard because them stopwatches is crazy for the NFL scouts.
Oh, they
crazy. I hit the bench press 28 times.
Okay, yeah,
yeah. So I had one of the fastest shuttles, fastest L drills. So I was out there killing the fam. So I ended up taking 4 pre-draft visits. I went to Cincinnati, Minnesota, Atlanta, and to Chicago.
Okay.
And so Atlanta was like a mini combine. So they brought a bunch of guys that killed a pro day, and they would do the same shit they did at the combine with them.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
I got to meet a few teams with that. But before that, my agent, because I was deciding where to go, man, I hadn't heard from a fucking NFL team, fam. After my 40 time was posted, he had heard from like 28 out of the 32 teams in like 2 or 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How wild is that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that happens. So I decide which 4 places I'm going. I'm flying every fucking where. I thought I was going to go to Cincinnati because my tight end coach from my freshman year, John Hayes, left OU and went to Cincinnati with Marvin Lewis. So he was already up there. Literally while I was up there, they signed a guy to a multi-million-dollar fullback deal.
Damn.
So that happened. And I'll go to Minnesota. Literally a couple days later, they signed Tony Richardson to a fucking big ass contract to another fullback. So I'm looking around and I'm thinking it's either Atlanta or Chicago. On draft day, Atlanta was the first one to call me. And so in 6th round, usually after the 5th round, teams start calling around. You could either be getting drafted or they could be setting you up for free agent.
Okay, yeah.
So they called me and so they was like, hey, you heard from anybody? And I'm like, what you asking me that for? I'm ready to be a Falcon. You know what the fuck's up? You know?
Right.
And he's like, nah. We don't know if we're going to pick you yet. And we're just blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, man,
yeah.
Get off the motherfucking phone, so, and I'm on a damn Nokia Razor at this motherfucking time, so I'm on this damn little flip phone, and so finally I get a call from an Illinois number in 6th round, and I'm answering, like I said, after Atlanta called, I'm kind of mad, so I'm like, hello, And Kid JD, it's Lovey Smith.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, what's up, coach? You know, you want to be a Bear? I was like, yeah, hell yeah, coach. I want to be a Bear. He's like, well, we're about to draft you. You're a Bear. I was like, wow, bro.
That's crazy.
And everybody was like, they guys draft you? I was like, yeah, man. They said they're gonna draft me. And and bro, that shit went crazy. My phone just went crazy. Man. I had people calling me from people I ain't even know had my fucking number was calling me. Teammates that I had never talked to.
Right.
So it was cool, man. But just it was. That's a feeling you'll never forget, bro.
Exactly.
That's the feeling you'll never forget.
Exactly.
So
okay, so how's those workouts like compared to the OU?
Easy.
Because you ain't got no class.
Right,
now.
yeah, easy. I mean, it was lovely, man. I mean, dog, Chicago was lovely.
Yeah, but it's cold too, though.
It is, but see, we got up there in like March or April.
Okay.
So the draft was in April, so you get up there like late April, early May. So Chicago in the summertime is beautiful, fam. I mean,
okay, yeah.
So you summertime shy, you killing.
Man.
But the problem with Chicago is you up by Wisconsin. Their facilities are like 10 minutes from Wisconsin.
Okay.
So you ain't down in the city, which has its benefits or downfall or whatever, but you way the fuck up there is what I'm saying. So when it snow, it's snow. You ain't fucking going nowhere. It's like 2 feet of snow.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Cold.
So, yeah, and that wind is no joke.
Oh, no joke.
But, you know, it was cool, man. It was, you know, I was obviously up there with 3 OU teammates, Mark, Dusty, and Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
So that was cool. Made the team my rookie year.
Okay.
Bro, they had Chipotle. I'm a big Chipotle fan. They have fucking Chipotle there every day. You get Chipotle every day if you want to. I'm like, oh, shit, this is heaven. So when you ask the workouts, you know, it's more of a maintenance workout because, you know, you got, at that time, like I said, Brian Urlacher was there. Shit, he was 30, 31 years old, which in football, shit, he 9, 10 years in the league. So, I mean, that's old as fuck.
Hell yeah.
And I'm coming in, I'm 21, you know, I'm feeling okay. But shit, he's, you know, he had some neck injuries and back and shit like that. But then the other thing was, man, we were good. My rookie year, I made the team. The draft class we had fucking Devin Hester, Danielle Mann. You know, we were good. Oh, listen to this. You'll love this. So, like I said, our draft class, we draft Danielle Manning, Abilene. He was a DB. We drafted Devin Hester. We drafted Dusty. We drafted a linebacker out of Arizona State. We drafted Mark Anderson, D-end out of Alabama.
Damn.
We drafted he had like 10 sacks that year. We drafted an O-lineman we drafted me, and then they drafted an O-lineman out of Penn State.
Okay. We
come into the first team meeting, fam. And the year before, I think they made the playoffs. I think they lost to Steve Smith and the Carolina Panthers. And that was the game. Steve Smith ran and jumped on the pole and slid down. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
I think that was the game. Man, Lovey come in the meeting. He's like, man, we're a good team. We made the playoffs last year. Not going to lie to you, rookies. We got a couple spots for you guys to make on the team.
Okay, yeah.
Nigga, a couple. I'm like, what? We just drafted 7 motherfuckers and you talk about 2 or 3 spots?
Right.
Like, damn. It's like that?
Yeah, it's real, right?
First meeting. That's one of the first things he ever said to us, fam. It's like, we got a few spots for you guys.
Right.
So I'm like, shit. Well, you know, fullback's just one of those positions that thankfully they had drafted me and I felt like they gave me some chances. And man, I ended up making a team. I made a really good team, fam. We made it to the Super Bowl. I got a big ass NFC championship ring as a rookie.
Right. Damn.
Yeah, it was fun. Miami.
Yeah, man. But how was it like when you seen your name on that chart, man? Because that chart is like chart is real. Like, man, like on HBO, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I got that shit.
It's like, damn.
So like when I made the team, you know, this is funny. I know for a fact I was the 53rd player to make the team.
Okay.
I know for a fact I was the last motherfucker to make the team. That's fine, right?
Hell yeah, you made it.
So what happened was like there's a day when rosters got to be up. So like say it's September 1st. I don't know what the fucking day is, but it's after the last preseason game. There's like a Monday. Everybody call it Black Monday. And so if you get a phone call before like 10 o'clock, your ass know to come in, get your playbook, you cut.
Right.
So I wasn't gonna show up on Monday until about 10:01, fam, and that shit worked out. So my agent was like, "Have you?" I hadn't talked to my agent. Just hadn't heard from anything. They just weren't communicating with him.
Okay, yeah.
And he was like, "I think you're just one of the last guys they're debating on either putting on practice squad or putting on the team."
Yeah.
And he said, you know, the big deal there is just if you are on practice squad, you're able to be picked up other places immediately. Okay. And so they could have put me on practice squad there and I could have been picked up by Dallas and had to fucking move to Dallas for no questions asked.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Well, I ended up making, you know, like I said, I pull up to the facilities there on Black Monday. It's so fucked up. They make it to where it's a voluntary workout. So they like, yeah, just come in if you want, and just check out stuff and blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'll be there by motherfucking 11. You know what I'm saying? I'll be there. Yeah. I'm cool.
Right.
So I had a homeboy. We was real cool. They called him at like 9 o'clock that morning. And he was coming back to practice squad. And shit, about 10 o'clock, my agent called me. He was like, they haven't called you? Yeah. And I was like, nope. And he was like, well, I guess you made the team.
Right.
And he was like, well, how are you feeling? I was like, shit, I think I may go up to the facilities here in about an hour. So, I'm a seat in. But he was like, nah, he said, just if they haven't alerted you by now, then you made the team. And so I was like, fuck it. Just got in my Cadillac, rolled up to that bitch. I was like, oh, yeah. It's all good. Made the big locker room. We had the rookies had a dungeon locker room. Okay, that bitch, with downstairs. So they moved us up into the bigger locker room. So that was cool, man. Like I said, just...
Yeah, man, it was a great feeling for you, wasn't it, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like all that work, man, just paid off for you. You know what I'm saying? Like at that time.
Man, just like you said, it was just elite. That's the only way I could put it.
Right.
I mean, you look at the names. Brian Urlacher, Lance Briggs, Nathan Vasher, Peanut Tillman.
Man.
Musim Muhammad, Bernard Berrien.
Right.
You could just go on. I could go on and on about Adewale Agunleye and Alex Brown.
Right.
BNs. Mark Anderson, you mentioned. Just, dog, we had guys, man. Mike Brown as safeties. I mean, all Pro Bowl type guys.
Man.
So it was really, really elite. I had we make the Super Bowl, and I came back. I was really going to try to make a push to get in the game, special teams the next year, and I tore my fucking ACL.
Oh, did you? Damn.
Crazy deal. Yeah, it was a really freak injury. I ain't gonna blast the coaches or nothing, but there's not supposed to be any contact in the offseason.
Okay, yeah.
And I got hurt on a contact play.
Okay, damn.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I ain't anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like my injury really set me back in Chicago, and basically going into camp, they let me go. Mm-hmm. I went down to Tampa, and I had to work out against fucking Najee Davenport, 2nd round pick.
Damn.
I'm like, damn, he had gained a little bit of weight. So I was like, I may have a chance, whatnot. Man, we working out in Tampa. I remember that shit. I looked at my phone. It was like 88 degrees. I was like, I'll be straight.
Yeah.
Man, that humidity whooped my ass, dog. I don't know how I did it, but, we worked out, and then it was weird. I had to throw the fuck up. So I go in the bathroom. I'm throwing up and shit. Najee had ran into he's from Miami. So he ran into one of his teammates down in Tampa. So they're sitting in the locker room, and we worked out. I haven't heard shit from my agent. So I'm like, did I make the fucking team or not?
Yeah.
So I call my agent. He gets over on the other line. He's like, hey, let me call you right back. I think you made the team. I'm like, okay, blah, 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 blah. So he calls me back. I answer the phone. He's like, you beat out a veteran. I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, you beat him out. They want to offer you a contract. You're going to sign it right now. And blah, blah, blah. Like,
damn.
That's what's up. So, so they signed me.
After the ACL.
After the ACL, fam.
That's nice, bro.
So after the ACL, went there. I was there a week. I was trying to get in one of the preseason games. I couldn't get in just because they had a couple fullbacks there. My homeboy, Davin Joseph, who is my teammate at OU, broke his damn pinky toe.
Damn.
So when they broke his pinky toe, they said if he would have broke his foot, they could put him on IR. He would have been out for the year. But he broke his pinky toe, so he was only out for a couple weeks. So they cut the last guy in, me, and brought in the lineman.
Okay.
So I didn't make a team that year, but then my third year, that was my third year, halfway through the year, I'm sitting in, this happened to me twice. When I was going to go to Tampa, the fucking Jets called me on the same day.
God,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the Buccaneers, my dad was a big Green Bay fan, so I went against him when I was young.
Yeah.
And went with the Buccaneers, so they was my favorite squad. So I ended up going to Tampa Bay, and plus I really wanted to meet Warwick Dunn. Got to meet him and link up, man. That shit was life-changing. Shout out to Warwick.
Yeah.
Great dude. Did you know, I don't know if you heard, but he buys houses and shit, single moms, and I think Deshaun Watson's house was one of his that he built.
For real? I didn't even know that.
That's
real. That's cold.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he real like that, man. So
he helped Watson to start his journey then.
I think so.
Right.
I might check it out, but I'm pretty sure that was what I heard. But
that's cool.
Just linking up with him. Then I got to, when the season was about halfway through, Cincinnati, my old coach called me up. They needed a fullback.
Yeah.
So I went up there for practice squad. So my second year, I was up there. The NFL is crazy, man.
Hell yeah, it's crazy.
I was up there for a week. I practiced for a week. Okay. They cut me and sent me home because my boy Daryl Blackstock had failed a steroid, not a steroid test. I can't remember what it. Loved black, but what happens is you take the wrong product. So you take a product that's not tested or whatnot, and I guess he had had something that I don't think he was taking steroids. Basically, is the thing. I think he just drank something that hadn't been tested yet. Well, anyway, he had a 4-game suspension. Well, he was coming off that suspension, so they bumped the guy down to practice squad, which bumped me up so that they could bump Black.
Okay, yeah.
A week later, Seattle calls me.
Damn.
So I fly up to Seattle. They're not that good at this time. This is before Pete Carroll got there. I fly up to Seattle on like a Sunday night. Maybe it was a Monday night. I wake up Tuesday morning and I'm about to work out in Seattle. Cincinnati is 3 hours ahead, so they call me at fucking 4 a.m. and they're like, "Do you want to come back to our practice squad?" And I'm like, "Of course I do, but I'm in Seattle." Yeah. And they're like, "What are you doing there?" I'm like, "Working out." I mean, shit, I think I'm about to work out. And they're like, "Well, we want you back on our practice squad." And so I'm like, "Well, shit, I'm already here, so I might as well work out." Seattle works me and 2 other guys out. They're like, "We like y'all. We want to give y'all," this is like October at the time. They're like, "We want you to sign a deal for January 1. So we'll bring you back January 1. So I'm like, shit, fuck that. I'm going back to the money. So Cincinnati, I left straight from Seattle, didn't even come home, go straight to Cincinnati.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm in Cincinnati again.
And this is how the NFL works.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I'm over there. And what's crazy is when I get back to Cincinnati, one of my first practices, but when I worked out for Cincinnati, they worked me out for like 20 minutes. They had me catch passes and sign me.
Okay, yeah.
So I was the only one there. So when they brought me back, they didn't have me work out. Well, what they did was they put me on, and this is like towards the end of the season, is getting towards the end of the season. Carson Palmer hurt his elbow. Carson Palmer's a fucking beast. Okay. Just let you know that.
Yeah.
Dog. Me and Carson, we ran, he was running the scout team because since he was rehabbing, he was just trying to get, the first day we linked up, he threw me, and granted, it's just red zone, so it ain't like I'm just like fucking breaking people off. I had to have 6 or 7 touchdowns in 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Killing people, dog. Just open field, they couldn't guard me. I mean, he's hitting me early, just easy passes.
Right.
Just, I mean, we're killing. Well, I text my agent right after. I was like, "Man, I just killed practice today. It wouldn't shock me if they call you." So he calls me later. He was like, "Well, apparently you did do good." Yeah. He said they're going to give you your next year deal right now. And so I was like, "Well, good," because the way practice squad works is they have to that January 1 deal that Seattle wanted to bring me on. Everybody basically has to decide by then. Okay. If you're on the practice squad, if they're not bringing you up, they want you on that so that they can bring you back in the offseason.
Okay, right.
So I signed that deal. Like I said, I don't know if I should have went somewhere else or not, but it happens. And then Cincinnati brought me back the next year. Went into training camp. I was about 2 or 3 weeks into it. About 2 tight ends get hurt. And that's the shit you saw on Hard Knocks when I got cut on there.
Okay, yeah.
You know, a lot of people ask me about the Hard Knocks a lot. I don't really trip on it, to be honest with you, because I think a lot of my athleticism got shown on there, and I think the NFL, the background of it got shown. So I ain't really shit. That's how it is. That's how it's gonna be.
Yeah, man, it's cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? And like shit again, like it's way worse now. Shit than it was back then. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll tell you, man, they'll give you a contract. And ain't shit guaranteed on that contract. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit just for like show. You know what I mean?
Man, that shit, they signed me to a 4-year, $2.2 million deal. I didn't see a fucking $250,000.
Damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right.
It's bullshit.
Right.
Come on, man. You even signed that shit for?
Right.
So,
right. You know. Nah, man, but you still made it to the league though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's still like a 1 in a million chance. You're right, though, man. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be grateful.
1, getting drafted was amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
2, having to work out against all these other guys and the competition, man, it was just it was really humbling. But yeah, getting to play for 3 different teams or signing 3 different contracts was great. Yeah. That was my 4th year, so I got cut in training camp. My 5th year, they started a league called the UFL, so I went out to Orlando. We got to stay in this fly-ass resort for 4 months. Yeah. Jay Gruden was our head coach. Sean McVay was our
offensive coordinator. I remember that. Yeah.
So it was cool, man. So groomed a little. I started at fullback. We ended up rotating with Jimmy Devlin, who was the Patriots fullback. He got picked up. So taught him a little bit. Shout out to Jimmy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so man, it was a cool league. You know, got to link up me and Keywan Ratliff from Florida. We're real cool now. We played in that league, so it was it was some Maurice Claret was in that hoe. I mean, it was some Dante Culpepper. Bro, they had the old school names.
Yeah, that's cool awesome. Though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, Denzel showed up to a game because his son was playing.
Okay.
It was crazy, bro. Yeah, it was fun, man. We had a lot of fun in that league. It was it was just rinky dink sometimes how it was ran. So
nah, man, like the game has took you far though.
yeah, real.
You know what I'm saying? And then you come back and now you giving back to the youth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you're really supposed to do though.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm here, man.
Yeah.
You know, that too is just one, I want to put you on. You know what I'm saying? We need more brothers like you doing good work. And
I appreciate you too. You know what I'm saying?
Getting in the game where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? And so
man, but now you got your full now you got your podcast though.
Yeah. And you know, mine, it's in shout out, like I said, shout out to you, man, because it's a lot like what you do and bring other people on and just give them a platform and things like that.
Right.
That's
Those stories that you be having on there, man, be classic.
They be killing me.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's interesting because, like, you know, I basically just do like a OU diary. You know, people can check it out, Fullback U on YouTube. It's on all those apps and everything. It's cool, man, because everybody has the same story, but it's different. You know, because you came from somewhere different, you came to the same place,
right?
And then you end up being the same person as a lot of these people, just in a different way. You get to meet them, take them. You meet their family. You go to the fucking barbecue restaurants they like. You go to the parties they like. You become family, man. It's dudes that. You know, I as close as I am, and Carl Albert's amazing, and just all this tradition, dog, but. Some of the shit you go through with the guys at OU just make you just blood. You know what I mean? That shit make you blood, fam.
Hell yeah.
I look at my boy Travis Wilson. We just had his wedding the same day OU lost to Kansas State. And it was just, man, we got together, me, him, my boy Jay Rank. That shit was like fucking 05 again. Like,
right, exactly.
Shit ain't even changed. And so
it's
wild, man. So I definitely keep up with a lot of those dudes, man. And I'm really, you brought it up, but when you say grateful, man, the football opportunities was one thing, but man, the friendships, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like that brotherhood, man. That's what the team sports is about, man. Is that brotherhood, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And along with that, man, shit, man, I get hit up by a lot of coaches about coaching football. I want to be a college coach, eventually, but bro, Bob Stoops, Chuck Long, Kevin Wilson is at Ohio State. Chuck Long was the OC at the XFL team in Kansas City this year.
Okay.
Kevin Wilson's one of the OCs at Ohio State. Sumlin's the head coach at Arizona. Jonathan Hayes, the head coach of the XFL. You know, I mentioned McVay, Gruden, Marvin Lewis, Lovie Smith. I mean, you can go on and on, bro. Like, great coaches.
And you play with these people, bro. That is crazy.
So, and again, when you mention like helping athletes, is hey, bro, go up to that chalkboard that I got and draw me up green right for mic check, hound to Y Tacoma Z dancer.
Exactly.
You know, and they what?
Because you got to know it.
Right. Green right's I formation. It's a 2-back set. Right tells the tight end to go over here. 4 Mike tells running back go play side, for fullback goes backside. Tells the line zone block right. Tells hound two's max protection. Tells everybody where blah 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 blah. I mean, you got to be able to do that shit like that to play on this level. You ain't
quick too.
Exactly. You can be. Unfortunately, you could be an average student, but your ass better be a high IQ football player.
Right.
That's just that's the deal.
And that's what you teaching right now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You ain't going to just come in. My thing is, if I put a stamp on a kid and say he's ready, he ready mentally. He ready physically, and he ready mentally. He going to have that dog. He going to have, I know what I need to do. I know why I'm here. Marshawn Lynch type shit. You know why I'm here.
Right.
Run through him face. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And if you say it, then it's stamped.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that's what it took, man. I mean, in every workout, shit, there was workouts you don't make, and people ain't gonna babysit you. You know,
they ain't.
Yeah, you back at 3, not me.
Right.
You know, so
because you an adult.
Shit. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what's hard because a lot of kids. What I tell the kids is they freshman year of high school is going to be a lot like their freshman year of college. Not every kid started as a freshman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you started as a freshman, your ass was just truly real. You needed help or at that high school, or it just so happened that you just got to play. Chances are you just played a little bit as a freshman.
Right.
Well, that's just likely going to be that same way when you're in college because motherfuckers 22, 23 years old, you 17, 18.
Exactly.
You know? They got
their body is developed.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Bro, I came in, I'll never forget, my first day at OU, Cale Gundy, we had a meeting. I was in the running back room at first before they moved me to tight end. Man, he rolled up the thing. He rolled up his film thing he had on the weight room. We had all tested, and so he had all of our test numbers on that hoe. Mm-hmm. When I saw all the test numbers, I said, "I'm never gonna play here." You know what I'm saying? When Quentin Griffin is squatting 650 pounds, bro. And I'm squatting. I'm thinking I'm doing big, man. I was like 5'15".
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got running backs squatting more than me. Ronaldo's bench press was like 440.
Bruh.
I couldn't hit 300 at this time. You know what I'm saying? I'm 30 pounds heavier than this dude.
Right.
And his bench press,
too.
his bench press 150 pounds more than mine. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Arms out to here.
Right.
You like, dog, that shit is deflating. But you know, one thing that I had done, again, they had my 4.6 up there, and everybody was like, shit, that's kind of fast, you know. So it ended up working out, and then just me being able to be a physical player and hard hitter got me on the field. So
exactly.
But dude, I mean, like you said, seeing that shit is a harsh reality, and you know, man, I got some work to do.
Yeah,
I got a lot of fucking work to do.
Nah, man, like you putting it in though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do they? So do you turn down athletes? Like, I ain't gonna. Okay.
Nah, I ain't gonna turn an athlete down.
Okay.
But the big thing now is there's these new rules with working with recruits where I have to stay. It's that's why I moved to junior high.
Okay.
So that FBI probe into basketball, the NCAA made some new rules. So the best thing for me is basically working with the junior high level, which is cool. I mean, you know, and so I still advise high school kids. I just don't train them anymore. Okay. So I'm mentally training them if you can.
Right.
Know, so that's it.
Right. Okay, man. Yeah, man. So after the Rona, man, like you back on the field then?
Yeah, I mean, I got a little gym set up in my backyard. And so there's some college kids that I've been working with.
Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah, Jamie Nance, home from Nebraska.
Always working, bro.
And then I got my son a 5th grader. So
is he?
Trying to get his big head ass out there work out.
Okay, yeah, man. What school he at?
Man, he's in the Moore district over there. So where I'm teaching.
Okay, cool.
So he is there, and like I said, I had Jamie Nance over, Trace Ford, who's at Oklahoma State from your high school.
Okay, yeah.
The big D, he's a beast. He's up to like 260 right now.
Okay,
So he's looking already. Great. And then one of my boys, Will Taylor, brought him over. He's a PC North guy. So just helping those college kids, man, because I want to see football this year. So, you know, we gotta keep them kids in shape. Right. And, you know, but like you said, man, it's nonstop. And that's how I want it though, man. You know, I pride myself. I had a lot of fucking people help me, man. You know, I had a lot of people in my corner. I still do. And so I can feel the connection with a lot of kids, and I go back to, man, if there's one kid that I could give one piece of advice to, I'm winning. If there's one kid that grasps one piece of advice, if there's one kid that, you know, just changes his life this way, you know, that's a win.
Right. Because you grew up with that strong father figure, so you know how much it is. And some of these kids, you know what I'm saying, like they growing up like in a single house parenthood, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So, it's all about guidance. Like you said, in life, I think a lot of our kids need just there's nothing wrong with having extra support.
No, it's not.
There's nothing wrong with, and that's why I like it in the school aspect, is because I feel like, you know, my gym was really cool, but the kids, the one thing that was different is they want to be at my gym. They don't necessarily want to be at school. But I think the cool thing is when you are at one, being a teacher of color. I think, you know, obviously kids need to see that. Two, I think when you are around them for that long, they have no choice but to feel and understand what you're talking about, and it makes the lessons can be longer as far as the life lessons of what you teach them in football. Right. It's not just okay, you got an hour, we gonna stretch for 15 minutes, I'm gonna work you out for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then we're gonna talk real quick. Right. You know, it's, hey man, chill right here. I got you. Don't even worry about that. This is what you need to worry about. This is what you're focusing on. This is what, you know, so, and then lastly, just being able to give college coaches, if you are able to talk to them about kids, giving them an opinion from a school. Okay. Hey, the counselor loves him. Hey, the principal loves him, and I'm the coach, and I love him too. So, you know, if you can help those make that connection, because, you know, the recruits need to hear, and kids that want to get recruited need to hear. The high school coaches and junior high coaches, particularly, their opinions is gonna matter. Oh yeah, that shit is going. Lincoln Riley gonna call. Your high school coach and see what's up. Exactly.
Because they taking a chance on you.
I ain't risking millions. That shit is worth a lot. Right. That scholarship is worth a lot. His job is on the line with every kid he offered. Exactly. You know, so it's real.
So you gonna get into coaching then?
That's the plan, man. You know, want to get back to the next level. Yeah, want to get back. You know, try to get back to OU, or Man, I know so many college coaches. Like I mentioned, Sumlin's at Arizona. He just had DeMarco Murray, who got back to OU.
Okay, right.
Kevin Wilson's at Ohio State. Brent Venables at Clemson. Mike Stoops is at Alabama.
I know you got all the connections. That's what I'm saying.
So
man.
it's just a matter of to be completely honest with you. It's a matter of getting my son to high school.
Exactly.
And I'm just trying to set him up for success, and then when he starts balling, then I'm gonna go start balling and coach.
Right. Yeah, man.
I can see him on Friday nights after I've done all that work. Shit, he can, just ball out on Friday. I'll see your ass there.
Yeah. So, do you think that the fullback position is dead?
At some places it is
because of the offenses.
In college, they like H-backs now.
Okay,
so it's more of a passing game. So your fullback's gonna be more of a route runner, more of a tight end, not more of a running back.
Yeah, but you had hands, though.
I appreciate that. Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
But they also put us in the eye a lot more.
Right,
and they kept us between tackle to tackle.
Right.
And so a lot of our blocking we were doing right there compared to now,
it's spread out.
Yeah, a lot more spread out. And but I mean, shit, dog, there's still some schools, Army. If your ass want to go play fullback at Army, you're gonna be a grown ass man when you come up out of there. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be, you're gonna be real. So Air Force, some of the military schools, Wisconsin still uses a fullback quite a bit. Yeah. The NFL uses a fullback a lot.
Yeah.
The NFL uses a fullback a lot. That's a different fucking league, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You better have some big blockers out there, bro.
Grown men. That's what I'm saying.
Different league.
And the quarterback, like, is a franchise, so they want you to be blocking. You know what I'm saying?
You miss no blocks on Carson. Yeah, while he's in there, that'll get you cut immediately.
Hell yeah.
It's over. It's over, man. And I mean,
that's messed up, though, man.
And what's really fucked up is, when I was I tell people all the time, learning the game is one thing, seeing that type of physicality is another. But when you are Cincinnati and you pop the film on and you watch Pittsburgh and Baltimore, and you see Joey Porter, James Harrison, Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Haloti Ngata, fucking Ed Reed.
Right.
I mean, where do you go?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Who do you run at? Who do you throw at? You know what I mean? You like, I mean, that was one of the most eye-opening things was, just how the game, how much power those guys had, how smart they were, and then just how much versatility you could have at certain positions. It was
and the speed of that shit, right?
That shit was different.
Right.
It's different.
Okay. So is the football gonna be around though?
That's a good question, man.
Like, is the NFL gonna be around? You know what I'm saying?
Question. You talking about playing this year or like with the concussions and shit?
No, I'm talking about like with the concussion, because they might get to a point where they just start suing just.
Yeah, man, I will say, just off, do I worry about it for me? Sure, but I don't think I feel like any effects of it. Honestly, I've seen some effects of it on some people close to me. Okay. And that shit is scary, fam. That shit is really, really scary to see somebody that not acting the way they are.
Okay, right.
Not acting, a quiet person becoming loud, and a person who never says something about anything is saying everything about everything, and it's not making sense.
Right.
That shit hurts, especially when it's people close to you.
So it's real.
It's real.
Okay.
No, it's very real.
Yeah.
And the person that I mentioned wasn't a 10-year vet. Right. I mean, it was a guy who played a year or two, in the league.
I mean, like, it's so fast, man, and it's so
brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I mean, period. Brutal. Like, it's brutal. You know what I'm
saying? I'll say the guy that I'm talking about as well was a DB taking on Nebraska running backs, OU running backs. I mean, in the whole all day, every day. Man, I don't know. The NFL with, I think they've come a long way. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna hate on the NFL, but I'm also not gonna not tell the truth.
Okay, right. Okay. Right.
They literally would do this shit. Okay, you good.
Okay, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. What was that? Now, granted, they had when we was there, they started having these computer tests. And I think they were real good because the motherfucker, you can't cheat them. And so they take like a certain amount of time and it shows your reaction time. Right. But they were just getting those. You know what I'm saying? They knew concussions was coming around. They knew all this shit was going on. And what really scares me is some of the pills they was having certain people take. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And there's that. There's the concussions. I think there's what you said is the lawsuits are going to happen. I want football around. I like the game. Yeah. I want it to be safe. Right. I want it to be around. I like guys getting that opportunity, man. probably the coldest thing about the draft is seeing the fucking families.
Oh,
you know, whether your mama's stealing the girl off of you, whether your fucking CD
man, it was a crazy draft.
You know what I'm saying? CD stealing this girl phone back and shit. Hey, that shit'll work while he in the league, but she gonna try and assault charge your ass when your money stop coming in. I'm just saying, bruh. Anyway,
exactly.
It was, man, and I mean, like I said, for me personally, man, that was a feeling I'll never forget, and it's something that, you know, again, me and Mike Gaddis, only ones.
Yeah,
my family having those memories. You know, getting to go to a Super Bowl as a rookie.
Oh yeah,
my sister got to see Prince play Purple Rain and shit.
Man, legendary.
Yeah, that was her favorite.
Okay,
you know, so, just everything, man. The atmosphere of that, playing the two natties, the shit was just. It was awesome, man. It was a great experience, and it was. But like I said, that draft, that feeling when you know the world was watching and saw JD Runnels pop up,
right?
Know,
man,
that shit is woo.
All off, like the work, man, that you put in, though. You know what I'm saying? And just to see your name, man, that's crazy, though. You know what I'm saying?
Had to, and there was a lot of determination, man, because I really. You know, especially in the NFL shit, they wasn't gonna draft me.
Oh yeah,
they wasn't gonna draft me.
Right.
You know, until I'll tell you this one. There was a fan that tweeted me the other day, and he was saying that he wanted me to get drafted by Green Bay. And after I had worked out, I'm thinking, and like when I went out to Arizona, I went out there 240 pounds, probably 245, 250.
Yeah,
probably 18% body fat.
Yeah,
probably. You know, 4'8".
Okay.
And I was just out of shape, man. I wasn't in really good shape. I was eating a lot. We had a bowl game in San Diego, so I was kicking it.
Yeah.
Man, I shredded up. I got down to 9% body fat in 3 weeks. I was swole. I mean, my bench press, when I first got out there, I was hitting 225 17 times. When I left, I was hitting it 30.
Okay.
So my bench probably went up 100 pounds.
Okay.
That, and then like I said, just that 40 time, man, I was working out, and afterwards, the Bears scout told me it was the best fullback workout he had ever seen. The Seattle scout told me it was the fastest fullback he'd ever seen, and Green Bay scout Alonzo Highsmith said I was walking, like I said, I don't know none of these scouts and shit, and they all coming up to me like, what was you doing? Where you been? Where you training at? I'm like, do you smoke weed? Do you do this? You know, I'm like, but yeah, sure, okay. Well, no, I'm sorry. You know,
right.
So I'm answering all these fucking questions, and I'm walking over. We have to take. They wanted us to take like the Wonderlic, the little IQ test or whatnot. And I'm walking over there, and Highsmith was like, "God damn, JD, I didn't know you was that fast."
Yeah.
I was like, "What you mean?" He was like, "Man, I thought your ass was 5." What he say? He said, "I thought you was 5'8" and ran a 4'8", some shit like that. I was like, "Damn." I was like, he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and look at your film. I already texted everybody and told him you know, right at 6 foot, you fast." He said, "You really changed my mind today, man. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch you." So I thought there was a chance I'd go to Green Bay, and then I mentioned to you, I heard from every team, but except for like 4 or 5 in a matter of 2 days after that.
Damn, yeah,
it was wild.
Yeah,
like I said, because a week before that,
so word get around.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because what happens is they post your times on the NFL.com.
Okay,
and so all the scouts come together and they say everybody comes in a circle and they'll say. Bassey, and Bassey ran fast, so they'll say 4.38, 4.37, 4.36, and so everybody takes the fastest time and the slowest time.
Okay,
and then they'll just kind of merge it together.
Yeah, and
so they was going around for mine, and the fastest I got was 4.48, and the slowest I got was 4.54 on they deal, and so they went into that, and they ended up giving me a 4.50 or 4.51 or something like that. And man, that was the game changer for me, because like I said, after they posted that and then posted that I hit, they wanted to, if you're a fullback and you're, you know, at OU, you running in front of fucking AD.
Yeah.
They want to know your height. They want to know how big you are. They want to know how fast you are. And they want to know how strong you are and how well you move. And again, when I answered the shit 4.48, come on now, 2.38.
Right.
That's moving.
Oh, yeah.
28 times works out to almost a 400-pound bench press. So that's, I mean, for a kid who grew up playing a lot of basketball, not really lifting until 19th grade, not bad.
Yeah.
And then lastly, just the moving around, catching the ball and all those things, I think really just opened everybody's eyes, and they was pretty impressed.
Hell yeah.
So
yeah, hell yeah, man. Like, you had a hell of a run, man.
Appreciate it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And now you're giving back to the game, man. That's what it's all about, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. So hopefully I can have that same run off the field.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's my goal. And you know, like I really feel like a big part of a few kids that have Actually, I feel like a big part of a lot of kids that I've helped. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Just because shit, they ass hit me up at midnight. I can brag on that.
Yeah, right.
Too many times. So,
right.
But I got great friendships with so many kids, man. I'm
and
gonna
you
call
answer
them on the way. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
all
yeah.
the time. All the time.
Yeah.
And they know that. And it's hard, man, because you know you you get to that spot as a college or pro athlete where you feel like nobody knows what you're going through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I know I did. Just because, and I would call Unc all the time. And he wasn't even my uncle, but I would call Mike Geddes all the time. He was one of the first calls I got when I was drafted. He was one of the first calls I got when I was cut. He was one of the first calls, you know, you call on those guys just to, not just, you know, one, you want to be impressed by that, but two, you want to hear what they have to say, what happened with them, what am I missing, what do I need to do here, you know?
Right,
so
calm you down.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And now you that guy.
I'm gonna try to be,
exactly,
you know, just because we need more Oklahoma, we need more cats around here to make it, man. That's my goal, you know. Just I ain't got to brag about all that, but someday I just want to see a bunch of my cats make it. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Nah, that's cool, man. That's cool, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming out, man.
Absolutely.
You know
Ain't nothing, man. Ain't nothing. I'll be around again.
Okay.
You know,
Hell yeah.
Sure.
Hell yeah, man. Like come back like after the season start. You know what I'm saying?
No
to talk,
doubt. Break down some of that football. Hopefully, man, we get some better recruits and shit. And man, if that draft was any indicator, that SEC is no bullshit,
bro. Yeah, but still, like I just seen a stat that OU they recruit like up to like 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? Like players like in each draft. You know what I'm saying? Since like your days, I think
no
they're
doubt,
saying.
No doubt. The biggest thing I would say to that is we got to get them in the right position. Them big kids win us big games.
Right.
We got to have more big kids in Oklahoma playing D-line and linebacker and D-end. And, you know.
Because them bowl games get real.
Our great teams, you play big teams. You know, when you get to those bowl games, you playing Clemson, Alabama, LSU, Georgia. You playing one of like Ohio State.
Right.
You playing some real cats.
Exactly. You know, like the top 50 in the you know what I'm saying, like in the nation.
Absolutely.
Type cats.
Absolutely. Right. So it's a deal you got to be ready for. And then lastly, you got to I think what we're going through in Oklahoma right now, our best teams had those guys that I was talking about from Oklahoma. You saw draft picks that were linemen from Oklahoma. You know, for me, Wes Sims, Jamal Brown, you know, you mentioned the Corey Kleins of the world, even though he didn't get drafted. Dan Cody went second round.
Right.
Those dudes are from Tulsa, Ada, Weatherford, Lawton. I mean, when we have, when we're able to have top 15 picks on the offensive line that are in Lawton, we're going to be doing a lot better. You know, right now, we don't, I can't even remember, you know, this last draft, we had 2 from Texas. So CD and, or actually 3, CD, K9 and Jalen Hurts.
Okay, yeah.
And then you got 1 from Canada.
Okay,
from OU.
Right.
I mean, that don't sound bad, but if other schools, Ohio State had a DB from Dallas that went 3rd overall. How's that happen?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when we got to have that kid. Back in the day, he's at OU.
Right.
That's one of the main differences.
So do you want to be a recruiter too then?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, let me finish that point. But one is Texas' top talent isn't what Georgia, Florida, and Alabama's is right now in the trenches, especially. Right. Where those fucking D linemen are, we need to be there because we ain't got them guys right now. Right. You watch Alabama and LSU, them boys is playing. That's some big dudes out there.
Moving like a motherfucker too.
I mean, some of them big dudes, I don't think TV does them any justice.
That's what I'm saying. They so damn fast, bro.
370 pounds, 380 pounds at certain times.
Bro.
So you're not going to move those dudes. Right. You know what I mean? And so, and if they are that fast, you're very limited what your offense can do. And for them, it makes their offense a hell of a lot better because they going against that shit every day in practice. But to me, it boils down to you got to have the top talented kids at least visiting OU. A lot of these teams are able to get top talent in their state. Louisiana has top linemen. Georgia has top linemen. Alabama has top linemen. OU don't have top linemen in Oklahoma. Okay. So now where do we go? Well, back in the day, we dominated Dallas and Houston. Right now, we ain't dominating Dallas and Houston because Ohio State coming down there, Alabama coming down there, A&M moved. So, I mean, there's a lot of dynamics, man, where I'm really, really worried as a former player from OU.
Right. Yeah, man. Like there's a lot of competition out here now, man. Like these kids is way better than they was back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
And just that lure again. A lot of recruiting, man, is just the lure of the draw of kids wanting to play there.
Right.
When we, Adrian Peterson wanted to come to OU.
Right.
He was the #1 player in the nation, and he wanted to come to OU.
Exactly.
You have to have that type of lure, and people have to. They want to come visit you. We haven't been able to get into some of those guys' houses of the 5-star D lineman that Alabama has. You know, we ain't been able to get some of them dudes that LSU's gotten.
Right.
However they getting them, we got to get them too. Or you ain't gonna win them games.
Yeah, man. But I think, man, that you'll be great, man, just talking to him, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you already been through the game and you know what it is. Like, you've been through the highs and lows, man. You know what I mean?
Well, that's part of it, man. I mean, and, benefit, trying to benefit myself and my family based off me being a former player, but also being just knowledgeable and, people I worked hard for, they trusted me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what it means the most. And I think people take for granted how much I support certain people, and they don't know the relationships and the links, the depth of our friendship and shit like that. So for some of these coaches, Mike Stoops in particular, people blast me about his sporting him. I get it. Yeah. Let's be real though. Motherfucker got a job at Alabama not too long after. Right. Is he does Nick Saban hire horrible coaches, or am I tripping? Right. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Brent Venables is doing okay for himself out at Clemson. You know what I'm saying? People was mad at him when he was here. I mean, the shit's crazy. So, again, people just don't know, man, how much those people helped me in my career. And shit didn't even coach me that much. Maybe been on special teams or challenged me defensively. Right. People don't know how much I communicate with those people, whether we talking about jobs, whether we talking about kids that they want to offer, whether we talking about family shit, no matter what. Right. To me, man, family means loyalty. That shit is... I don't know how people treat it with social media or whatnot, but in the places I grew up, loyalty means a lot. You know what I'm saying? That shit means more than money, honestly.
Right. Exactly. Like your word is your bond. Real. Exactly. Real. Man, I appreciate it, man. It's a great convo, man. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Like legendary shit, man.
Man, I appreciate it.
Like I said, you told me about.
Just keep putting yourself on, man. You're doing good work, and that shit'll work out for you, man. Before you know it, just don't forget us small people, man. Nah, you know what I'm saying? I'll be kicking it down in Norman, chilling. Nah, man. I appreciate it though, man. Sure. Like real talk though. Already. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, looking forward to the next one. Yeah. Shout out Brandy podcast, man. That's episode 133 with JD Runnels, the legend. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, JD, man.